How high is he going to climb on the greatest of all time?
Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
You've probably heard his name, even if you've never watched a single game of football. Patrick Mahomes. For the people who do know him, he's known as the guy who throws passes sideways, backwards, and sometimes like a baseball. But what makes everyone talk about him? Is it just big plays, or is there something deeper going on? I will be trying to explain football for the rest of us. The origin story. Before he became the face of the Kansas City Chiefs and one of football's most talked about players, Mahomes was just a kid from Tyler, Texas, growing up in a household where sports were second nature. His dad, Pat Mahomes Sr., spent 11 years from 1993 to 2003 as a Major League Baseball pitcher, and that's where the story really begins. As a kid, Patrick learned to throw baseballs from his MLB dad, who honed his throwing skills and mindset, how to gauge angles, how to feel the release of the ball instead of just rehearsing mechanics. That time in baseball taught him spatial awareness, body control, and reaction time, skills that show up when he finds impossible passing windows in football. In high school, at White House High School, Texas, Mahomes wasn't just a football player. He played and starred in both baseball and basketball too. He once threw a no-hitter on his baseball team with 16 strikeouts. When it came time for college, Mahomes chose Texas Tech University. Why Texas Tech? Simply put, while many top football programs passed on him, probably because his mechanics were unconventional and he was splitting time among sports, Texas Tech offered him a scholarship and the chance to play both football and baseball. At Texas Tech, he played between 2014 and 2016, repped the number 5 on his jersey. But since he was splitting his time with two sports, he was competing for the starter position with another player, although he did eventually become the first-string quarterback. However, in 2017, instead of finishing his senior year at university, he declared for the 2017 NFL Draft and was picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll try to explain the NFL Draft in a future video, though I've yet to understand the NFL Draft either, at least right now. But that leads us smoothly into what does he actually do on the field? The basics of football. What does a quarterback do? During his first year of the NFL, he was the second-string QB behind Alex Smith, which allowed him to learn the Chiefs' system without the pressure of being a starter. A quick rundown of the quarterback position, which can be expanded on in a future video. The quarterback is like the key decision maker in a team's offense. They read the defense, making choices and then acting. Think of a quarterback as a lead decision maker on a team. They see how the defense is lined up, and they choose whether to hand the ball off, keep it themselves, or throw it, all in a split second. This is important to know because this is why Mahomes is so famous. For Mahomes, his job is to orchestrate a team's attack, move the chains, get the first downs, challenge the defense, and ultimately, as every team's offense, aim for a touchdown. Every time he gets a fresh set of downs, his team keeps the drive alive. If the defense stops him without gaining enough yards, possession turns over to the other team. So, even though many plays look like run or pass, coin flips, a great quarterback is always thinking, how can I gain as much yardage as possible, keeping our opportunity alive and stay alive for the next play? What sets Mahomes apart is how he doesn't just execute the play, he often improvises. His build and athletic profile. About his build, at 6'2" and around 225 pounds, Mahomes isn't the largest player on the field, but he's built for versatility, enough strength to absorb hits, enough agility to escape pressure, and perhaps most importantly, the mental quickness to read coverages faster than many defenders can react. His throwing mechanics? They're unconventional. Sidearm angles, off-platform throws, underhand flicks, sometimes even using his other arm for deceptive motion. What might look like chaotic is actually highly calculated. His baseball background taught him to generate power from his odd angles, to use his body twist and leverage rather than pure linear throw mechanics. So when you see a deep pass launched while he's spinning or falling out of the pocket, although it seems like a lucky throw, it's the culmination of years of training mechanics, his vision, and by now, a honed instinct. Next time you see him on the screen, try paying attention to his decision making. Here are 3 signature moments that highlight his playstyle and at the same time helped elevate his reputation. On December 9th, 2018 against the Baltimore Ravens, he was only in his first season as a starter, but this pass fired across his body while his helmet was pointing downward. This was the moment the whole league realized they were dealing with a force who was going to break all the traditional rules. It's a move he borrowed from his basketball days, manipulating the defender with his eyes, then flicking a 27-yard laser to an unsuspecting DeMarcus Robinson. It wasn't the biggest play of the game, but it was the flashiest, and it instantly cemented his reputation as the most creative and unconventional quarterback we'd ever seen. It was the moment the NFL officially became his playground. The 4th-and-1 run and game-winning touchdown to Mecole Hardman. On February 11, 2024, this drive was about the legs and the heart of a champion. The Chiefs were down by 3 in the second overtime drive in Super Bowl history, and Mahomes' offense was stalled on the 4th-and-1 near midfield. The stakes couldn't be higher. Instead of a throw, he takes off on an unsuspected run, shedding a tackle and plunging ahead for the first down. That one play proved he was a gambler. He followed that up with another incredible 19-yard scramble on a 3rd and 11 to put them in the red zone. The play wasn't flashy passes, it was a gritty, relentless, dual-threat option. It culminated in the easy pitch-and-catch touchdown to Mecole Hardman that sealed the victory. This play highlights his maturity, his willingness to use his athleticism as a running back when needed, and his absolute clutch gene when the game is on the line. It was the moment he secured the dynasty and proved he is the ultimate clutch performer. The jet chip wasp to Tyreek Hill. And finally, the most consequential and defining play of his career, the jet chip wasp to Tyreek Hill at Super Bowl 54 on February 2nd, 2020. This play wasn't just a highlight, it was the catalyst for a dynasty and the perfect encapsulation of Mahomes' unprecedented arm talent under extreme conditions. Behind 10 points against the 49ers late in the fourth quarter of his first Super Bowl, the Chiefs faced a seemingly insurmountable 15 yards, 3rd down in their own territory. The momentum was entirely against them. Mahomes took a snap, felt the defensive pressure collapsing, stepped up into the pocket and launched a deep, arcing pass, often called the perfect throw, 44 yards downfield to Tyreek Hill. The velocity and placement were staggering. This wasn't a scramble or an improvised play, it was a calculated play that required perfect execution when the odds of failure were nearly 100%. The resulting 44-yard game flipped the field, broke the spirit of the 49ers defense, and ignited the largest fourth-quarter comeback in Chiefs Super Bowl history. This throw secured his first championship, proved his ability to remain cool on the biggest stage, and cemented him as a champion quarterback off the field. I hope I was able to showcase some of the reasons why he actually is really talented. But a little bit about his personal life. He established the 15 and Mahomes Foundation, a nonprofit organization that focuses on improving the lives of children in communities in need of resources and education. A little fact in that the 15 and 15 and the Mahomes Foundation is to promote reading for 15 minutes daily, encouraging kids to fall in love with reading. His wife, Brittany Mahomes, is involved in the foundation as well. He has 3 kids as of the making of this video, and with his oldest being 4 and his youngest being 10 months old. He also plays video games. Reported that he likes The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Fortnite, and playing Call of Duty Warzone with his teammates. Why he matters and the legacy. For a newbie like me to the game, Patrick Mahomes is exactly the kind of player that breaks the ceiling of what football can be. When he steps onto the field, it's not just about precision and execution, it's an audition for the impossible. You might not get a 24/7 sensational performance, but you know when he's playing, you're either going to hear the commentators scream about the Mahomes magic, or you'll even witness it with your own eyes with the weirdest no-look pass or the most improbable scramble that somehow works. To me, he breaks the veil between the viewer and the game, making me think, wow, this game can actually be played this way? He looks like he's having so much fun. Even when the game looks like it's over, you still watch to the end, for somehow he creates luck in the biggest pinches. He has single-handedly raised the bar for arm talent, mobility, and the sheer audacity of the modern quarterback. I also forgot to mention, he is yet to play for any other team. Since 2017, he has only played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think that's pretty cool too. Thank you for watching this overview. If you liked the video, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. I have a lot more ideas I want to cover, and of course, if you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below. I'm excited to hear your thoughts or feedback, or even how wrong I was in my assessment. My goal with this channel is to try and explain football for the rest of us. Thanks again.